Babajo. And on this live video today, I'll be teaching you how to make the wonderful school bag with lunch bag. But on today's video, I will show you how to make the design for the front side of the lunch bag. So let me go ahead and first of all show you how I cut out the pattern for the lunch bag. Now the measurement I used for the school bag, sorry, the measurement I used for the school bag is I used 12 inch by 15 inch. The measurement I used is 12 inch by 15 inch for the school bag. So let me go ahead and cut out the measurement for the school bag. So after measuring this pattern this way, the next thing I will do is to measure out from here to here to be 8 inch. I'll be measuring 8 inch here, and I'll also measure 8 inch this side. So after measuring the 8 inch now, I'll get the middle of the lunch bag. You know the middle will be 6 because I measured 12 inch. So the middle for this whole side, upper side is 6 inch. So from the 6 inch now, I'll draw a curve and join the place where I measured the 8 inch downward here. So this is the 8 inch. So I will measure here. I'll draw a curve this way. I'm just showing you the pattern I used for the long school bag. Then coming down here, I will also draw a curve this way. Then after that, the next thing I will do is to cut out this one. Any measurements you want to use, if you want to use a 20 by 15 inch is okay. Just use the same pattern. You can just divide this side at the middle, get the middle of this, then you draw, you get the middle of the one up this here, this side. Then the next thing you will do is to draw a curve. After drawing the curve, then you cut it out. What I will do now, I will stop at the middle of this place. I will stop at this middle here. Then I will also cut out this side. I don't have any measurement for this side, but if you want to use the measurement, use 1 inch by 1 inch here. You measure here. Let me show you what I mean by this side. You measure 1 inch this side. You also come here and measure 1 inch here. After measuring the 1 inch, from this 1 inch here, you draw a curve. You join it here this way. So after that, I'll go ahead and cut it out. Then cutting it out, I will also stop at the middle. This middle I stopped at will help me to cut out the other curve from the other side of the bag. So what I'll do now is to place it on this side. I'll place it this way here. I'll place it this way here. Then by so doing that, I'll draw the remaining curve for this side. I'll draw it this way. So now it will be this way. So the next thing I'll do is to cut out the curve that I drew now. So I'll cut it out. After that, I'll still check to know whether two of them are equal. If not that, I will still reshape it again to make it to be equal, so that one side will not be more than the other side. Two of them will be equal. So this is how it will be. Then looking at it now, I don't like the shape, I'll still give it the shape I want by also drawing a sharp curve on this side. I'm making it to curve very well because that's what I want. If you don't need this curve here very well, just leave it that way. So it will be this way now. I'll still trim this side out. Then coming down here, I'll still trim this side out also. I'll still place it this side to make sure two of them are equal. The two sides are equal. So I'll place it this way. I'll still redraw this side again. For this bag now, I have the pattern. I actually use a thick paper or carton to draw out the pattern that I'm using. Because if you want to make any bag, just have the pattern. Don't have problem for sewing the bag or cutting out the measurement. Just what you need is the pattern. But for this bag now, I'm just showing the pattern to know how to cut out the pattern for school bag. Like all these school bags we are seeing, this is the way to cut out the patterns for the bag. Whether you are using fabrics, the design pattern. If you want to measure, use a 10 by 12 inch, it's still the same pattern. Just get the middle of the bag, then you cut it out. You draw the curve first of all. After that, you cut it out. Then reshape it by yourself the way you want it to be. So looking at this bag now, it is like they are equal now. If they are not equal, I will still check it out. I will still check to make sure they are equal. If not that, one side will be bigger than the other side. I don't want that. I want my bag to be beautiful and equal on the base and on the top of the bag. So that's why I'm reshaping all these ones this way. So after sewing this bag this way now, I want to show you how I designed the bag that have another color, the curve here, the curve here, and the one on top. Seeing this bag now, if I want to give it another shape, I'll still cut it the way I want it to be. But what I will do now, I will place another leather that I'll be using on top of this one. I will place it, then I will draw the same pattern for the bag before I'll cut the leather. So let me show you the leather that I'll be using for the bag. Now let me show you the bag that I'm sewing. This is the bag. So this is the bag now. It have lunch bag, but I have not finished the lunch bag. I'll still show you how I sew the lunch bag, but not be today. But I want to show you the pattern for this front side for this bag. So I want to show you how I cut out this one this way. I want to show you this side and this side. If I still want to give it another shape, like bringing another color on this thing that looks like triangle, I will still do that. But what I want to do is to show you how I cut out this pattern here, this side and this side. That's what I have for today's video. So let me go ahead and get the material that I'll be using for that. I'm still using the same material for the bag now. So this is the material that I'll be using. So let me keep it here, then I'll draw out the pattern that I'll be using. So what I will do now is to place this one on top of this. I'll place this on top of this one this way here. So it will be this way now. What I will do now is to draw out the same pattern for the bag. Sorry, I'm using my machine as a table. I will still get my table one day, but let me just using the one that is available for me to use now. That's why I'm using this one here. Sorry about that. So now this is how it looks like. The next thing I will do for this one now is for me to get the measurement that I want. Right, did I need a 5 inch for the pattern, 6 inch, 7 inch, any size you want, you still do it this way. Now I'll be using 6 inch up, so I'll measure out 6 inch from up here down here. I'll measure out 6 inch this way. Then coming down here, I'll get the middle for the bag. I'll get the middle for this bag now. I used 12 inch, so I'll get the middle that will be 6 inch here. So this is the middle. Now I'll measure out. I'll be measuring half inch from the middle. Coming this side again, I'll also measure half inch from this side. Then coming up here, I'll measure. Let's say I'm measuring 7 inch here. This is the 7 inch. Then I'll come here, I'll measure out 7 inch this side also. So now what I will do now is to draw out the curve from this half inch that I measured out from the middle. Look at the middle and look at the half inch from the middle. Then I'll draw a curve from here this way. I'll draw a curve from here this way. I'll join it with the 7 inch I measured out this side. I'll draw it this way. Then for me not to waste this side, now after cutting out this side, I'll place it on top of this side. Then I'll use it to cut this here. So let me not cut this side now. So what I will do, when you come to this side now, you will see extra leather after the place I measured for the back. This side, it have like a 1.5 inch here, a 0.5 inch, not 1.5 inch here. So I don't want to remove that side. In case there is a problem, that one will help me for this bag. So I'll just be giving it 0.5 inch round this way. Can you see? This is where I draw out the pattern and this is where I'm cutting out. So what I will do now is to cut out this one this way. So this one will be this way now. Can you see? Now after that, I'll place it on top of this side this way. I'll place it on top of this side this way. This one will be this way now. So I will use it. If you can see this, you notice is at the half inch I measured from 1 inch from this middle. Remember, this is the middle of the bag. Let me write middle here. This is the middle of the bag. As you can see, this is not the main leather that I'm using. This is just the design for the bag. I've cut out the main pattern that I'm using. That is for this one here. And this one will be by the side for this one. It will be this way. Sorry, it will be this way now. Can you see? So this one will be this way here. If I want to sew it now, it will be this way. So now if I want to cut out this side, I will not turn it over to this side this way. If I turn it over, it will not be, it will be by the same side for this one. As you can see now, when I cut it out, it is like this. But when I turn it over here, you will see that this is the side that I cut it out, but I cut it out from this side. Then if I want to cut out this one now, what I will do now is to place it with the good side of the leather on top of this one this way. I'll place it this way here. Then I will cut out this side. Make sure it touches the half inch you cut from the middle of this side. So I will cut it out this way now. So it will be this way. Look at the extra, that's 0.5 inch here, or you can call it 0.5 inch. So I will cut this side out. So after cutting this side out now, I will still cut the upper side of the bag. Let me show you the bag again. I'll cut out this side now. I'll cut out this side. This and this is what I've cutted out now. So what I will do now is to cut out this side. So let me go ahead and cut out this side. I told you I measure from here to here to be 6 inch. At the middle, this is the 6 inch. I measured from up here down here 6 inch. So what I will do now is to draw a small curve this way. Can you see what I'm doing? I will draw a small curve here. Then I will stop at the middle, because when I cut out this side, I will place it this side and I will use it to cut this side. So for me to not to waste out my material, as in the leather, it will be this way. If I want to reduce it now, I'll still reduce it like 1 inch. It will become 5 inch here, but I want it to be big this way. So what I will do now is to cut out this side. I'll cut it out. I'll still give it extra 0.5 inch. I'll still give extra 0.5 inch while cutting it out. So when I come at the middle of this side, I'll place it this way. I'll place it this way here. I'll use it to draw out this side. Then I'll cut out this one. So this one will be by the side now. Let me keep this side, this one aside. Then I'll show you how this one will look like after sewing it. This is the one that will be on top. This is the one that will be by the side of this, and this one will be by the side of this side. So this is how it will look like after sewing it. This is how it will look like after sewing it. So the next thing I will do now is to add cord here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is the cord. If you don't add the cord, you just look for a thick leather. I added cord on this one because the leather I'm using not that kind thick, but it's strong but not thick. So I'll add leather here, and leather and cord. I'm using leather to cover the cord. Then I'll add it here and I'll add it here. If I don't want to add it, I will still add just only cord. If I don't want to add the leather with the cord, I'll add only cord here. If I don't want to add cord, I will just add only leather, a strong leather for the side, this way and this way. So let me go ahead and add the cord. I will sew it with my machine with the leather that I'll be using. I'll be using design leather, as in this leather is black. I'll use it. Let me go ahead and sew the cord first of all. What I'll be using for the cord is a 1 inch. I'll be using 1 inch for the cord. So let me go ahead and cut it out now. Sorry, the leather is not straight. I will not be measuring it, but I'm telling you what I actually use for the cord is 1 inch, but I've just used my scissors to cut out 1 inch here. I'll be cutting it out this way. So now after cutting this one out, I'll add it with the cord that I'll be using. So this is the cord I'll be using for the back. This is the cord. I'll add it here. If you want to add the cord, I'll leave like 1 inch up before covering with the cord this way. Then I'll go ahead and sew it now. I'm just covering the cord with the leather that I'll be using for the back. So after sewing it, I'll trim out the extra ones here. So after that, now the next thing I will do is to add the cord on this leather. I'll still remove some cord here. I remove it this way. I'll give like 1 inch up here. Then I'll go ahead and sew it from here to here. I'll stop here. I'll not sew this side, just here to here that I'll add the cord. So let me go ahead and add the cord now. So coming here, I will still remove some cord here. So then after sewing this one, I'll keep it aside this way. Then I'll sew the other side. I'll still sew these two sides before I will add it on the leather that I'm using. I'll still remove some part of the cord before adding it there, like 1 inch as I told you before. Then coming here, I'll still remove some cord like 1 inch again. I'll keep this one aside again. Then I'll sew the third side. The third one, this one here, that's the last one that I'll add cord now. So this is the three designs for the back. Then what I will do now is to add it on my main material that I've been using for the back. That's the pattern that I've draft out already. So this is the pattern. It will be here. So let me give these two aside. I will add this one first. So what I will do now is to turn this my cord this way. I will turn it this way. I'll turn it this way. It will be this way. Then I'll place it here. Make sure it lines with this one before sewing it. I'll make sure it lines with the other side. Then I'll sew it. It will be this way now. I'll go ahead and sew it on top of the cord, not on the leather, not on this. They don't make sure you do not touch the leather while sewing it. You might turn it this way and sew it here, but I like turning it this way before sewing it. I like turning it this way, so it will be this way now. Let me go ahead and sew it. So when I come here, I will turn it over this way so that I'll be seeing this before sewing it. Then I'll sew it round here. So after that, I will trim the extra ones out. So this is how this one looks like. Then after this one now, I will add this one here. I'll add it this way. So now by so doing, I'll still turn it over this way. I'll turn it this way now, making sure that it lines together with this curve and downward this side, like this base. It touches this side. It will not be more than this. It either is equal or make it to be out more than this one this way. So I'll keep it this way now. Then I'll go ahead and sew this one. Then after that, I'll turn it over this way. Then I'll sew this one also. Then after that, I'll trim this one out also. Then I'll add this one this way. I'll still turn it over this way. Then I'll go ahead and sew it. Make sure while sewing it that it's not touching this leather, it's just touching the cord. You just bring it up this way, then you sew it. While sewing it, look at this side, make sure that equal with the leather or the material that you are using. Then after that, I'll still sew this side. So this is the design. So this is the one that I've sewed before. Can you see? Is it not beautiful? Is it not nice? Please, I want to hear from comment section. Can you tell me where you're watching me from? My name is Kenechi Ume Obrajo. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel today. So the next thing I need to do is to add lining on this side. I'll add cord here round. Can you see this? Let me open it now. So this is the inner bag. Then I'll add lining inside, like this lining. I'll still cover this place with bias, so I'll still cover it with bias. I'll add lining here. After adding the lining, I'll add cord here. Then after adding the cord, I'll add this one, the zip, and this side. But I will not be doing that today. Oh, I will stop here today. God bless you for watching my live video today. Thanks so much. Please share my video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, then hit on notification bell so each time we upload a new video, you'll be notified. Can you see the inner part of the bag? And this is the back side. Thanks so much for watching this video. Thank you. Bye bye.